Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I know, PP's with me too today, I know that a lot of you guys out there have questions, so we're going to get into that. But before we do, I think there's something really important that I need to say.
Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm YouTube famous now. Available 2018, the album, Dad AF. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Beast! Alright, let's get right into this. So, the reason that I know that a lot of you out there have questions is because yesterday I did a Q&A on my channel. I pulled all of the questions from Instagram, my little Insta story. I put the question up there. And I said in my video yesterday, should I do a part 2? And so many people responded and said, do a part 2, do a part 2. That I again last night put up over there on my Insta story. So you're going to want to go follow me on Instagram. Why wouldn't you? Because I might do a third video. Doubtful. I have to do my response to Glitter Forever 17's new video that she put out. So I will be doing that probably tomorrow. There's some beauty drama, of course, going on that I'm looking into right now. So I have a couple videos for the next couple days I'm excited about. But I wanted to do kind of just a relaxing. Listen, today has been such a good day. My old friend used to say to me, my old friend, I mean, she's not that old, but she said back in the day, she used to say to me, have an amazing day unless you have other plans. And I try to think that way every day. So today has been boost. I went and got my Starbucks coffee. I've had so much fun. So anyway, took a shower, did my little hairdo for you. So let's get right into the questions that I got on my Instagram story last night. Are y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay. Gummy bears or gummy worms? That's tough because I go back and forth, but I would definitely say probably more gummy worms than gummy bears. I love any kind of Swedish fish, actually, are my all-time favorites. And I don't eat a lot of gummy bears or gummy worms anymore as a vegetarian because there's gelatin in it. Mostly now I eat Swedish fish because I have been told that those are vegan. Okay, how to stay positive while growing a platform. Well, I think it's just about staying positive in life, you know, and just having a positive attitude about life. And, you know, if you follow my Peterisms channel, which is where I talk about, you know, just being positive and being the best version of yourself that you can possibly be and remaining teachable. And I truly believe that, you know. I truly believe that I only have control over myself and my reaction or my response to other people or other things that happen in the world. And so today I choose to keep my serenity and my peace and just, you know what I mean, and stay positive. I try to, as much as I can, remove any kind of negativity or toxicity from my life. I just really don't allow it. So most of the people that are in my life are very positive and, you know, artistic and creative and passionate about what they do. I don't have anybody in my life. I don't have time for toxicity, okay? And if you want to know about how to remove toxicity from your life, go to my Peterisms channel. I have talked about that ad nauseum over there. If you could change anything about your life, what would it be? If I could change anything about my life right now, and this is a plan of ours, but I would have already gotten a place in Florida, because we're going to get a place in Miami, and we're going to go back and forth, and that's kind of our short-term, long-term goal, so probably in the next 2 to 3 years, that'll be something that we do, but I'm really excited about that. So if I could have that right now, that would definitely be something that would change in my life. How do you feel about the Rich Lux collaboration with Jeffrey? Love you, Peter. I'm so excited for him. I was so excited. I think I might have been, well, I think I was the first person that found out about it. And I was just like, girl, you better go in full geesh, girl, and be yourself. I'm telling you right now. I was so happy for him. Rich and I have been such good friends now for, I don't know, 5 or 6 months. And we talk every day on the phone for hours. And he is just... You know, it's interesting because I think that people have this misconception about, like, friendships on the internet, you know? And Rich is very spiritual, like I am. So we talk a lot about, like, spirituality. And we talk a lot about, you know, like, forgiveness and, you know, remaining teachable. We talk a lot about that. We kind of throw ideas back and forth with each other. But a lot of what we talk about is our family life and, you know, knowing each other. And I can tell you there is going to be a Rich Lux Peter Monn collaboration coming up very, very soon. So, yeah, he's a dear friend of mine. I love him. Okay. When are you coming back to Kiehl's? Oh, it's Rachel, my sales girl from Kiehl's. Hey, Rachel. I should call her my personal shopper at Kiehl's. Well, I'm actually coming in there today after I make this video because And there's a guy that works in there, Lake. So it's Lake and Rachel. Hey, Lake and Rachel. I'm coming in there today because I did a giveaway on my vlog channel, and there are some things I want to buy from Kiehl's to put in there. So I'm going in there today to get that. Would you go back in time if you could? I don't think that I would. You know, like, I don't know. I believe that things happen in life for a reason, and I believe, like I talked about this in my video yesterday, there's like this connectivity between life, and that one event leads to the other, and, you know, like, for example, had I never used drugs and alcohol in my life, which I look back on and I think, like, God, I wasted years, you know, I ruined friendships, I ruined relationships, but had that not happened and I got sober from it, then I wouldn't have what I have in my life today. So I'm very much a believer, you know, listen, Maya Angelou says that when you are in the middle of the biggest crisis or biggest tragedy in your entire life, look up and say thank you, because right around the corner is the biggest lesson you will ever learn. And I believe that, you know. So for me to go back in time would change where I'm at today. And I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. I have the most amazing life, you know, and I don't want to change one bit of it. So no, I wouldn't go back in time and change things. Do you plan on watching The Meg with Jason Statham and Ruby Rose? Love you. Yes, and I've read it once. I just bought the audiobook. So it's about this dinosaur shark. Have you guys seen the previews? The Meg, the Meg, the Meg. If I say it enough, I hope that they'll put an ad for it on my video. I am terrified of sharks. Sharks are my biggest fear. I talked about that yesterday. I mean, like, I'm terrified. My dad, to get me out of pools when I was a little kid, used to go, nah, 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 nah. And so, yeah, I will definitely go see it with my feet up on the chair because I'm terrified of sharks. They might attack me in the movie theater. Who knows, you know? Okay, just found you. Yes. I'm shocked too. Oh, LOL. What is your dream vacation? My dream vacation, really, I have to say, like, I get a little jealous of these beauty influencers that literally go to Fiji and Bora Bora, like, all the time. So when I was growing up, like, I saw the pirate shipwreck movies and, you know, all that kind of stuff, the Blue Lagoon as I was older. And, like, those are places that I'm, like, obsessed with swimming in the ocean. I love anything to do with the ocean, anything with beaches. I would be in the water the entire time. That is, like, a dream trip of ours. That we're really, really looking at in the next couple years. So you know, I don't know. There's timing for everything, and it just hasn't been that time yet. So it's coming up. That would be my dream trip, Fiji or Bora Bora. Are you watching Pose? Yes, and actually, my husband, this is so funny, he just texted me a little bit ago, and he was like, because we didn't watch it last night on Sunday night, and so he was like, and it's the season finale, just got renewed for season 2, largest trans LGBT cast we have ever seen on a TV show, anything, right? It's fantastic. And if you haven't seen the documentary Paris is Burning, it's very similar to that. I'm in love with the show, and I think it's so fantastically done. And yeah, so anyway, we're going to watch that tonight, and then we're going to watch A Quiet Place or A Quiet Space or whatever, that thriller that just came out. So I love movies like that. Okay. How do you manage to discuss all current events and still respect private lives of influencers? That's actually a good question. I will tell you, like, the way that I think about it is, a lot of times I'll watch other videos, other, like, drama channel videos, and if I'm watching it and they say something, and this is not me passing judgment on it, but if they say something and they're like, and I kind of cringe, I'm like, then, like, I don't go there in my video, if that makes sense. If it gives me that personal response. The other thing I do is when I'm looking at, like, drama or tea or gossip or whatever, I ask myself, if you were the person in this situation, like, how would you feel about that, if that makes sense? Like, if you were, you know, this person, like with Jaclyn Hill and the divorce, like, that's a really good, you know, example. When that was going on, I really, like, asked myself, like, how would I want this to be put out there? And would I want people to just respect the statement that I had put out there? Now, as more and more has come out there, and as a public figure, you know, you have to think to yourself, okay, well, if you were a public figure, how would you handle that, you know? So it changes from time to time, but I really try to be as respectful as possible, and it's never been my intention ever to, like, take somebody down and drag them and do all that kind of stuff. And I actually have, like, very few, but I've had, like, I think 2 people reach out to me and say that something that I said in a video they didn't care for, and we totally talked it out and you know, made up over it, and it was fantastic. So Shannon Rose was actually one of those people, and I have a lot of respect for how she handled that whole situation with me, and we had a very nice nice conversation over it, and I wish her the best of luck in her life. And I said back then I wasn't going to make another Shannon Rose video, and I haven't. I don't need to, you know? There's a million people to talk about on YouTube. If what I'm doing is affecting somebody negatively, there's no reason for me to go there. If they ask me and say, please don't make another video about me, I'm not saying that I would promise. I mean, if they had some huge drama pop off, I might reach out to Shannon and be like, girl, come on now, okay? I have to comment on this. But I can still do that respectfully, you know what I mean? Okay. Are you going to vlog your health fitness journey on YouTube? Absolutely, and that's going to be my Peterisms video today, so you want to go over and check my Peterisms channel. I just got out of my counseling session today, and that is what we talked about. Emotional attachments to food, and that's a big part of my journey, so I'll be talking about those kinds of things. But it won't be the majority of what I put on my vlog and what I put over there, because some of it I want to be private until I kind of like get to a point where I'm not afraid to talk about my weight or any of those things, but my journey, I want to keep that a little private to myself, because I think that then I will be doing it, I know, 100% for me, not for anything else, if that makes sense. Okay, what is the #1 most inspiring advice your dad has ever given you? Oh, wow. 2 things. I know I should keep it to 1, but, well, if you want me to tell you my #1. Never give your integrity away, because once you give it away, you can never get it back. I struggle with that. I don't know that I necessarily 100% believe that. I believe there are a lot of people that have given their integrity away, and when they own the mistakes that they've made, like let's just say for a YouTuber example, getting on YouTube and saying, hey, listen, like what I did was wrong. I need to completely take responsibility for it, you know, on and on and on. I think you can earn your integrity back over time. I think it's hard when you give it away. I think it's hard when you just hand it over to somebody, you know, or to something. And so I really think that way, you know, like I think to myself a lot about what are the morals and the values that I live by personally, you know, and how do I apply those to everything that I do, not just, you know, in my personal life, but on YouTube and with my friends and in the 12-step program and everything. Like I apply those values in my life, you know. So that's probably the best advice that he ever gave me. He also told me, do what you love and the money will follow. And that has been true in my life. And he said, and if you don't make money off of what you love, then at least you're doing something that you love. So the money doesn't really make a matter. And at one point, I was making shit money working in a treatment facility. And my boyfriend at the time, neither one of us was making any money. It was probably the poorest I've ever been in my entire life. We literally were eating ramen noodles every night, and I was the happiest I ever was. And, you know, like, I mean, not as happy as I am now, because I'm pretty fucking happy now. But, I mean, like, at that point in my life, I just was, like, so engrossed and, like, you know, I was going to meetings every day, and it was just, like, early in my sobriety. I was, like, 2.5 years sober. I was going to meetings every day. I was working in a treatment facility as a tech, and I just, like, the money didn't matter, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, and I talk about this a lot, like superficial things are nice, material things are nice, we all like the bags and the shoes and trips and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, like peace of mind and serenity is 100 times more important, you know? And when you're really enjoying your life, I actually just yesterday watched this video, and it was Oprah interviewing Barbara Walters, the interviewer, who's like one of her favorite like mentors in life. And they had done this interview. It's like a 3-minute clip on YouTube. If I remember it, I'll put it below. And she said in there, Oprah asked her, what's the one thing that you would ask yourself, like looking back? And she said, but did you enjoy it along the way? And Oprah got tears in her eyes when she had asked that. And the reason she got tears in her eyes was because she's asking herself, like, am I enjoying this? Like, yes, I built this empire, but have I enjoyed it? And I think about that a lot, you know, like that wasn't the first time that I had seen it. I had seen something referenced about that before, and I was thinking to myself, you know, like, do you enjoy everything that you do on a daily basis, like no matter what it is, right? And I remember this documentary that I had seen years and years ago on Woodstock, and they showed this guy who was cleaning the bathrooms. If you've ever seen a documentary, you'll know what I'm talking about. And he has so much peace and so much serenity, and he's so happy about cleaning these bathrooms, and he's like, somebody's got to do them, and I want to do the best job that I can possibly do cleaning these bathrooms. And it's just like this moment, you're like, oh my God, this guy gets it. He so gets it, you know? So, okay. Let's see. What makes you happiest? I would have to say, besides my husband, my dogs. Right, Pee-Pee? He said, right, Dad. I love coming home to my dogs, and, he's getting a little sleepy there with his yawns. I love coming home to my dogs. I'm with my dogs all the time. They make me so incredibly happy. So incredibly happy. And, yeah. They bark a lot, but they don't bark back. Okay, where's next on the holiday hit list? We're going to Connecticut this upcoming weekend. Alex has a work conference there, and I'll just be hanging out, so I'm excited. Weirdest gift a fan ever sent you? Okay, I don't know if this is weird necessarily. I read this question before, but it was so unexpected and I loved it. Somebody literally sent me the thrift book versions almost of every Goosebumps book out there, because I said I was going to read them last year. Either last year or the year before, my booktube channel. I have a booktube channel called Peter Likes Books, and I said I was going to read it all, a lot of them over there. So they sent me 80 Goosebumps books, you guys, no lie. I was I opened it, I was like, holy shit, seriously? So yeah, I loved that. And it was a little different. What is your favorite food? Macaroni and cheese. After you got sober, how long did it take for you to feel like yourself again? I don't know that I did. You know what I mean? It was a different me. It's you can't, I don't know. It's it was myself, but I started drinking and using drugs so early that I didn't really know. I mean, it was 12 when I started using regularly. So I didn't really know myself before that. So when I got sober, it was I didn't really know who I was at all. So it was kind of I was reinventing myself, which was awesome, you know? And I think it really allowed me to tap into this idea of, which we talk about today, but we never did back then, of being genuine and authentic, you know? Of just being who you are and not fucking making any excuses for it. Being who you are, you know? You only have one life. Just be yourself. Some people are gonna like it, some people aren't. It's okay, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. It took me 6 months to where I was sure I really wanted to continue to stay sober. Up till then, I was just kind of doing it because I didn't want to be homeless and I was terrified of the consequences. But after then, I was kind of I'm in it to win it. You know, there are periods along the way, when I got out of treatment, I was really, when I got out of treatment, I had this moment where I was I'm in it. I'm doing everything I'm told to do to stay sober. But in that first 6 months, I really struggled. After then, I was going to 2 to 3 meetings a day and everything. And I was really in it. But there were even moments where I was I don't know that I can see me doing this long term. Flash forward 23 and a half years, and here I am, you know what I mean? So, all right. Let's see. What is your horoscope sign? Do you think it fits your personality? I'm a Cancer, and yes, I think it fits my personality. Top 5 favorite YouTubers. Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, Glozell Green, most popular girls in high school. And right now, Danny Gets Fit. He's a new channel that I've been watching. I've been watching a lot of people that have lost weight and get into fitness and things like that. And he's just so real. And I'll link his channel below. He's fantastic. And he's just really cool. And he actually was talking in a video the other day about binge eating disorder, and I'm oh my god, this is me. And I went to my therapist today for an appointment, and I brought it up, and he knew all about it and was trained in it, and I didn't even know that, and we're talking about it, and it was so helpful. And to think that I made this video doing a Trisha Paytas mukbang, I copied it, and because of that video, I was searching out, because she said she watches other channels where people that lose weight. I was searching it out, and I found this guy named Danny Gets Fit, and then I'm inspired by his weight loss. And then I watch his videos, and he does this video on binge eating disorder. And so, see, this is how YouTube works. You know what I mean? When I talk about that connectivity, I believe that. It's all connected together. And so thank you, Danny, for talking about that if you're watching this. Okay. What is it? Boo Radley? Okay, hold on a second. So my dogs? I love my dogs so much. Do you want to say hi to everybody? He said, who are those people out there, and why are they looking at me? Boo Radley, you just be silly. Okay. I've never watched Fences. Somebody asked me that. Let's see. Favorite documentaries. Well, I just started watching last night, Wild Wild Country. Oh my god, you guys, on Netflix. Have you ever seen this? Crazy. Oh my god, crazy. I mean, cult mentality is always crazy, right? But anyway, crazy. What are your favorite things about Alex? Alex has one of the most hilarious senses of humor I've ever met or seen in my entire life. I mean, it's just, he's so quick-witted. He is becoming more emotional, and when he is, it's you know it's real, if that makes sense. So it's not this fakey pat on your back kind of shit. And I don't know, he's just we're a team, and I love him, and he's the love of my life, and I think he's sexy as shit, too, so, because he's my husband. He's my husband, okay? So, did you know Myers makes body care now? I did not know that. Okay. Which tea did you enjoy investigating the most? Oh, God, that's a good question. What is it? I don't know which tea I enjoyed investigating the most. That's a hard question. I don't know. You know what I really like doing is when I go into a story and I'm like looking through it and I'm thinking to myself, I have this preconceived idea and then I'm proven wrong in a positive way, if that makes sense. Like, I find out that what I believe to be true wasn't true at all. Like, I always try to look for the good in people, so I love that. Let's see. How are you doing today, darling? I'm amazing. Thank you, Cute Styles. Do you know her? I don't know her.
I don't know her.
What? I don't know her. I don't. So anyway, okay. Hi from South Africa. What has been your toughest challenge this year? My toughest challenge this year was my uncle passing away, because it's besides my cousin Caroline, it is my entire mother's side of the family gone. And it really feels like this epic end of an era for me. And, you know, I made a lot of videos on my other channel talking about who knows my childhood, who knows my soul now, you know? And so it's tough. That's been really tough. But I also think that change is good and we move on. And I don't believe my aunt, my uncle, or my mother would want me to sit in misery and not enjoy my life. And, you know, I think very much like the movie Up, I think that my mother, if she were sitting here, or my aunt or uncle, would say, you know, we had an amazing life together, now go have an adventure on your own. I really, really do believe that they would say that. So I think I have to pay homage to that, you know? How do you handle 4 channels and everyday posting and still staying motivated to post? I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. And, I mean, it's like right now, it's like 5:37, and my husband is getting ready to come home here in about 20 minutes, and I'm like, I gotta get my videos done. I mean, I do. I love it, you know? And, I love everything about it, and I love, you know, responding to you guys on Twitter, and I've been really behind on Snapchat and stuff, and I'm trying to get better with the emails. I've been answering some emails every day, but all of it is so fun to me. I mean, like, this is the thing, right? Like, I never thought this would be my life. So, like, I'm enjoying every moment of it, right? I mean, it's like if you get, like, this year free pass to Disney World, and then by the 3rd day, people are, like, the, you know, first month, people are saying to you, like, I don't know how you go there every day, and you, like, just don't you get bored of riding the rides? No, I got a free pass to go to Disney World every day for the rest of for the rest of the year. You think I'm not, I mean, like, I'm enjoying I love it. I'm so passionate about it, and you guys make it, I mean, so incredibly profound for me, because you just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like the love I receive. Go over to my vlog, like, especially on my vlog, the people over there, you guys are so awesome to me, and just like the comments that you leave, and just the responses you give me about even just talking about movies or whatever. It's just like, it's the coolest thing in the entire world. I feel so blessed to be able to do this. So no, I'm not going to spit in the face of a blessing, you know what I mean? So actually, it's a good question, and every time I get that question, it kind of reminds me, you know, like, remember, you're very blessed. Like, this is awesome that you get to do this, right? Okay. I just went out of that. Okay. How do you deal with people who treat you poorly? I don't. I have no time for it today in my life. People that treat me poorly, or speak to me poorly, or speak about me poorly, they can just move on. I have no time for them. None whatsoever. And I set boundaries in my life today, and I pay it no mind, and I just don't have them in my life, you know? Years ago, a friend of mine said something to me about this, and I actually talked about this in a Peterisms video, but she said to me, we were talking about an ex-husband of hers, I think, and she said, and how a friend had talked to me, and she said, you know, if that was my husband or something like that, I would have said, you must not think very highly of me to think it's okay to speak to me that way. And that's kind of how I feel about people, you know? The other thing I have to remember is that a lot of times when people are talking to me in negative ways, or that, you know, they're treating me poorly, like, I'm not in that, right? Like, that's their shit going on. Like, I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know why you're so miserable. I don't know why you don't have the life I don't know why you cannot sit there and say, hey, you have a great life. You have a life beyond your wildest dreams, but you go fix that and leave me out of it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just not that deep for me anymore. But I just don't have a lot of that. Like I said, I have rid my life of negativity and toxicity. Is this for another Q&A video? It is. It is absolutely. Chelly. Chelly. Beast. Chelly, that was for you. All right. What part of the EDM spectrum do you just like the most? This is about electronic dance music, because I'm a huge fan of electronic dance music. And in fact, our website that Alex now runs is mostly about that. I am not a huge fan of the trance movement, okay? Like the I don't love that. I kind of like when it has like vocals and stuff to it. All right. Where did you meet your husband? So I saw my husband, we did you know what, actually, go back and look, there's a video talking about introducing my husband or something like that, and I saw him out at a club, I found him on, this is so embarrassing, I mean, Jeffree Star and I both got started on MySpace. I saw him on MySpace, I sent him a message, and then it went from there. So, we did a whole video talking all about it, it's way back when. Let's see. What is your favorite game to play at the casino? Well, right now I'm obsessed with these lightning strike games. But before that, did y'all know that there was an entire slot community on YouTube? Okay, so true story, Rich Lex will call me up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and he'll be like, "Girl!" I'll be like, "What?" And he'll be like, "Have you seen this video?" And he like sends me these videos of like, jackpot win, huge. He goes, "I'm gonna expose the slot community." But if you watch these, there's a whole community of slot. I mean, now he's got me into it, and I watch them every day. And it's literally just somebody like playing a slot machine. That's it. And I'm like obsessed with it. And there's all this slot community drama that I was not aware of. So anyway, but I love that, and I love my, I call them my old lady machines. And it was so funny. I was talking to the guy that works there the other night, and he was like, "I call them tilted." And I go, "Why do you call them tilted?" And he goes, "Because they're tilted." And the reason I call them that is because me and all my old lady friends, we all sit there and play and drink coffee or fountain pops, you know. And over there, I like the 777s, I like triple stars and stripes, and I like the butterflies. And if you play casino games, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. What do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be YouTube famous, of course. Okay. What's your biggest regret? I talked about that yesterday on my video. How old is your husband and how old are you? I am 46 and my husband is 34. Okay. I saw your video and the question you answered. What is your advice for a completely sexless marriage? Well, that breaks my heart, honestly. Like I said yesterday in my video, I think that sex and intimacy are very, very important in marriage. And I think that my best advice to you would be get a marriage counseling. Like, immediately get a marriage counseling. Because there's something going on there that is like, maybe is like, you're not even aware of, if that makes sense. That like your issues, their issues, whatever. But I definitely think you need to get into that. Married couples need to be having sex. I mean, they just do. They need to be doing something physically intimate, even if that's like, and somebody asked me on here, like, you know, my husband and I don't kiss passionately, do you and Alex? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I love making out with my husband. That's like, I get to make out with the same person that I am absolutely in love with, and he's the love of my life for the rest of my life. I mean, that to me is dream. I am like a serial monogamist, right? So, to be with somebody, I'm like, I love being married. You guys have no idea. Like, I love it, right? And so sure, like all that stuff that goes along with it, why wouldn't you love it, you know? But if you're having those issues, please, like I've talked about marriage counseling so much, and the reason I just talk about it is because like the other day I got a email from somebody that said, my husband and I went to our first marriage counseling session tonight, and it was awesome. Thank you for talking about it. We would never have gone had it not been for you. And that's the reason I share my story, is so that other people can get out there and think, well, you know, there are other people that do it. Don't feel all alone, okay? Get out there. Do something about it, you know? Talk about what's going on. Knowing To Kill a Mockingbird is and you're not alone. There's a lot of sexless marriages out there. Oh my God, more than you know. I mean, tons, right? Knowing that To Kill a Mockingbird is your favorite book, are you a fan of Go Set a Watchman? I am. And a lot of people don't like Go Set a Watchman, which is basically the sequel to Kill a Mockingbird, even though they say that it was written first, and she took pieces, Harper Lee took pieces of it, and then came up with To Kill a Mockingbird. It's also said that she never wanted the book published. I don't know that I believe that. It reads very much like a sequel if you read it. And it starts with Jean Louise Scout coming back home, and, Atticus is much older. This is like a booktube video. I do like it. I like it because it shows that Atticus isn't perfect. And I like it because, and there's a lot that has gone behind what people have accused Atticus of, but if you read the book really, knowing that time period, it plays out differently. And it shows that, I think, you know, we look at our parents with feet of clay. We think that they are, you know, infallible. And they aren't. They're just people, you know, and they're human. And they're going to make mistakes. And they're going to let us down sometimes. And they're not gods. And Go Set a Watchman shows that in a way that To Kill a Mockingbird never can. And so it completes the story. I will say, and I'll get real emotional if I talk about this, so what you find out in the first 3 pages broke my heart. So I will just say that, okay? If you haven't read Go Set a Watchman, and you don't want to know what happens to some of the characters, don't go read it. Why do you never answer my question, said Nessa. I just did, Nessa. You get a boost. Do you realize how much you've helped some of your fans, including me, said Peachy. Oh, thank you so much. I get a lot of messages. I don't know. You guys, here's the thing. Is it so reciprocal? Because what you give me helps build my confidence. It makes me feel better about myself. It's like, okay, so because you're so willing to share your story, other people out there relate to that. To me, it feels like this huge, big 12-step room, and we're all just sharing our stories. That's what it feels like to me. So I don't know. It's like, if I sat in a meeting, you know, and somebody came up to me and said, oh my God, like, I don't know. I don't play into that kind of, you know what I mean? Like, thank you. Like, it really means a lot to me that somebody out there is impacted by something that I say, but I want you to know that knowing that impacts me as well. It's a reciprocal thing, and I'm so thankful for it. And that is something from YouTube that I never thought would happen. Like, I never in a million years thought that there would be this kind of back and forth between me and the people that were watching my videos. It's fantastic. Like, I don't even know how to put it into words, you know? Okay. If you could spend an hour with any person you wanted, who would you spend it with? Oprah Winfrey. Have you read Ellen Hopkins' books? If so, which one is your favorite? I have read all of her books, and that's not true. That's not true. I haven't read Perfect. And the one about twins. Those are the two that I haven't read. We actually interviewed Ellen Hopkins for our website, which is called Rant, RAANNT.com. And it's called Ellen Hopkins is the Pied Piper or something like that. She was fantastic to interview. What you see is what you get. She is one of the realest women out there. I love her so much. And I love all her books. The ones about the crystal meth addiction, I think, were probably my favorite. The three, what is it, like... I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, those are the first three that I read, and those were my favorites. And I would recommend her highly. I mean, she is somebody that not a lot of people talk about anymore, and her books are so unreal. Do you remember the first book that sparked your love for reading? Well, this is funny because we're reading this right now in my book club. What sparked my love for reading a lot was Lucky by Jackie Collins. And before that, I read all kinds of stuff. I read that in I think 8th grade. How do you deal with cultural differences between you and your husband? I mean, I don't even think it's an issue. Like, not at all, you know? Like, I'm so enamored of the Latino culture, especially the way that they treat their mother. Like, they're so, respectful of Alex's mom and grandmother. I mean, so respectful. Like, his mother could call and say, I need you to drop everything and come get me, and he'd be out the door in 5 minutes. The respect that he and his brothers show towards his mother and the grandmother is unbelievable. You know, the food, the gathering, the whole idea of family respect, and it just, to me, it's something that I never experienced in my life before. Yes, I loved my family. We were close, but we were small. So it was never 30 people dancing around with music and all that stuff. It's cool. I love it. And they've just totally embraced me, you know? And my mother-in-law, I love her. I have been so blessed. You know, people complain about their mother-in-laws. I have been so blessed to have been given the kindest, most compassionate, willing to teach and challenge, loving, cool-ass mother-in-law in the entire world. And the day that Alex and I got married, my dad was standing up there and she was standing up there. And after Alex and I kissed and they announced us, she came over and she gave me a hug and she said, thank you. And, you know, if I could say anything to her, I would say, thank you back. Because I can't imagine my life without them, you know? I feel so blessed to be part of that life and part of that family. And on the heels of that, do you think you'll ever learn Spanish, as Alex ever asked? Yes, he really wants me to learn Spanish. So, this year I've made a commitment for the second part of the year that I'm going to learn Spanish, and Alex's mom, who actually teaches Spanish, is going to teach me. So, are you more like your mom or more like your dad? I'm a little bit like both of them, and it's scary as you get older because you realize you're a lot like both of your parents. Let's see. What is your opinion on ripped up jeans, sloppy or fashionable? I like both, but I don't like it when it's overdone. Okay. How do you deal with jealousy in friendships? I don't have a lot of friendships where there's jealousy. You know, you can be envious of somebody. You know, you can be happy for somebody and be wow, I'm really cool. I'm really excited that this thing is happening for you. You know what I mean? But God, Oh my God, like, oh my God, you just want to, okay, so my cousin's stepson, he like wins shit all the time, right? He like wins trips, he wins cash, he enters all these sweepstakes, right? It's like, I can be happy for him, I don't have to be jealous and be like, damn, fuck him, you know what I mean? I can be happy for him and be like, God, I'd like to win that, you know what I mean? Like, that, you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be nasty or ugly, like, you can be happy for somebody, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to go there. Okay. What would be your last meal? Macaroni and cheese, peanut butter sandwich. This is hard. I used to say a piece of pecan pie, Ben & Jerry's Chubby Hubby ice cream, and garlic bread. I don't know why I said garlic bread, but I would. If you had to evacuate your house and only take 3 personal items with you, what would they be? Pee Pee, Boo, and Tucker. I guess Alex would have to fend for himself. Favorite sexual position? Often. Like, do people really think I'm gonna sit on there and go, well, I love doggy style? I mean, who asked that question? Seriously? Like, come on. I'm married. You don't ask married folk questions like that. Okay. Woo. What is your advice for someone wanting to start YouTube? Just do it. I don't care if you have a phone. I don't care if you have a camera. Just sit down in a window where you got some real light and just film it. Put it up. Be yourself. Be yourself. 100%. Okay? Just be yourself. All right. Let's get a couple more questions and I'll end this. What is your favorite YouTube channel? My favorite YouTube channel ever, I have to be honest with you, is The Most Popular Girls in High School. I think it is so well done. I think that it is so, I don't know, like nothing we've ever seen before, and the amount of work and energy that it puts in, I mean, I think it's one of the most underrated channels out there. It's fantastic. Favorite Big Brother cast member from any season? Janelle, hands down, love her. I'm a huge Janelle fan. What's something you like to do the old-fashioned way? Write letters. I'm not a big emailer and stuff, but I love to write letters and postcards and stuff like that. What amazing thing did you do that no one was around to see? What amazing thing did you do that no one was around to see? I don't know. That's a hard question. I mean, have you ever seen my dance moves in the bedroom? Get down on it. Better get down on it. I love to dance. I dance all the time, you guys. When you guys see me in videos, like flipping fans, I mean, I don't flip fans, but like in my car, I'm always like, get it, get it, get it. Be my fillet fish. No, I love to sing and dance. So, okay. What's the best thing that happened to you last week? What's the best thing that happened to me last week? The best thing that happened to me last week. God, that's a really hard question. Oh my God. Finding the Hocus Pocus new book that came out with the sequel. I was so excited about that. It doesn't take much for me. Okay, can we go to the Chinese buffet together? Yes. Would you ever come to Australia? Of course, I would love to. What's your least favorite household chore? You know, I don't really mind doing anything. I don't love taking out the trash. I don't know why. I just don't like going around the house and gathering it and stuff like that. But other than that, I'll do anything. This video is going to be like 36 minutes long. So let's do one more and then we will get out of here. I've like answered almost every single one of these questions. Is there anyone that I have not answered? Somebody asked me who my favorite character was from To Kill a Mockingbird, and it's Scout. So I'll end on that. Anyway, I don't know. I've done 2 Q&As in a row now. I think that's a lot for a while. So I probably won't do one for a couple months, but when I do, make sure that you follow me on Instagram because I'm going to put it up over there probably. And I am going to be doing more giveaways on here and on my Instagram and on my other channels. I'm doing giveaways on all of my channels now. So you're going to want to follow all my channels. Why wouldn't you? It's free, okay? And if you liked this video a little bit even and you made it this far, give it a big thumbs up and put a blue heart below for the Wolf Pack. I mean, we are the Wolf Pack. We believe in positivity. We believe in all of that. Y'all know? So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.